welcome to today's KBEV interview. My name is Nora Nikfarjam, and today I am joined by City Council candidate Mary Wells. So, Mrs. Wells, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself and your background within the city?
Sure. Well, I have lived in Beverly Hills for 15 years. I'm married to John Hanover, and we have 3 children together. We're a blended family. We raised our kids in Beverly Hills. My daughter Sydney went to Beverly Vista as well as to the high school. And before that, I went to USC. I got a business degree with an emphasis in finance and accounting. I also received my master's in governance certificate from California School Boards Association. And before I had kids, I worked at the Walt Disney Company. I came to Beverly Hills because of my mother-in-law, really. My first husband died when my daughter was 3, and my mother-in-law, Luann, grew up in Beverly Hills. So, and my late father-in-law had passed away as well, so we were both widows. So I moved to Beverly Hills to be closer to her. My daughter at the time was her only grandchild, and actually I live in her parents' home. So I have really deep generational roots in Beverly Hills, and she really had a love of Beverly Hills and of the history of Beverly Hills, and really imparted that in me. And that's really why I love our city so much, and I feel like I really do truly value what makes Beverly Hills so special.
That's really nice to hear. And I know that you're on the School Board of Education, so how does your experience there contribute to what you want to bring to the city?
Well, you know, the school board and public schools really today are quite different than they were 20 years ago, and they're much more complex, and we deal with a lot more complex issues. You know, our number one priority is about education and really delivering the highest quality educational experience that we can for our students, but it's much more complex now. We've been dealing with in total $700 million in bond funds for a construction program. We've been faced with issues around safety and security with school shootings and the rise of anti-Semitism, and really being such a well-known city, we can be perceived to be a target. So safety and security is paramount for us. In addition to that, we had COVID, which was unprecedented, and how to deal with that, and we really had to deliver education in a completely different way, and how we did that and brought everybody back, and dealing with the state and with the county and all of the different regulations to bring our students back. I would say that all of those experiences have really been issues that we've also dealt with in the city, and in doing so, I really have been interacting very deeply with our community and our family, and really understanding what the needs of our families are. Even when we return from school, we've been dealing with mental health and wellness issues for not just students, but our employees and for families, because we know that without dealing with that, we're not able to learn. It gets in the way of learning. So all these issues are issues that we're confronted with in our city, and I feel like I'm already prepared in dealing with that now. I'm currently dealing with it with our constituency, and working as well with our city, with our police, our fire, and collaborating on our green space and the JPA agreement, and how do we share our space and make it available for our residents and our community. And so in many ways that helps me to hit the ground running. I have proven results, and my approach is very effective, and I think that's prepared me to be on City Council.
And what's motivating you to leave the school board and join the City Council?
Well, my term is up this year, and so as a result, I'd like to continue serving our constituency, and I do love the city, and I care very much about the future of our city. And much of the work that I've been able to do since I've been on the school board, I feel like I set out and achieved a lot of what I wanted to accomplish. We have the construction program has been cleaned up. We have Fonder Solari there now, and Will Carrot, and El Rodeo's opening this fall. And I don't know if you've seen it yet, but if you've had some of the sneak peeks of the pictures, it's really substantially complete, and we're so excited for that. We also know that we now have a plan to finish the high school with the bond dollars that we have, and that's in place. We have a new Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, which is Rafael Guzman, who's helped us bring a lot of fiscal responsibility to the district and more transparency. We have new legal counsel representing us. We have a new security program in place with Mark Mead as our executive director, and we have the command center up and running. So I feel like all of those things have prepared us to be set up for the future. We're in the second year of our strategic plan, and with our new mission of educational excellence, and we're really starting to see the benefits of our strategic plan this year. And so I feel like we are on a path to success. I've invested so much in our community and our families and understanding the needs of our residents, and I really would like to continue to serve from the city side and still represent all of us here at the schools, understanding how much, what the needs are really, and continuing to serve the rest of our community.
Are there any specific changes or improvements you want to bring within the city if elected?
Well, certainly, I think that my number one priority for us as a city is to continue to invest and to focus on increasing our safety and our security. We've seen an increase in crime across all of Los Angeles, and we're surrounded by that. So I think our police force has done an amazing job in keeping us safe, but I would continue to invest. I would like to have more police officers so that we can expand our patrols in our neighborhoods. I'd like to see us have a dedicated Metro unit that's putting in place a plan, because Metro is going to open in a year, and then a year after that, the second Metro station will open. So I'd like us to have a plan for how we're going to address any potential threats around that, and continue to invest in the technology that helps us to catch criminals and to deter crime. And another part of that is really advocating for a city attorney that can prosecute criminals that do commit crime in Beverly Hills, and I think that's another area I really want to focus on. The other areas I want to focus on is fiscal responsibility, like I did with the schools, and bringing more transparency and more resident services. I understand the needs of our families. We need more park space, and we want more programs, and the seniors need more programs and services to support them in aging in place. And as well, we have a very large renter population, so I'd like to focus on our resident services. And then in the broader, bigger picture is really about the plans for our future, and how do we see our city grow and progress over time while preserving our neighborhoods and the quality of life that everybody really cherishes so much here in Beverly Hills. So those are the improvements I'd like to bring to Beverly Hills.
And you mentioned before getting feedback from the residents, understanding their wants and needs. How do you plan to receive that feedback and implement it?
Well, I think really in a similar way that I do now as a school board member, I'm very open and approachable. I am a very good listener. I think that people know that they can contact me and that I will always be responsive. And quite frankly, I think it's really important to solve problems. We have to be able to listen. We have to be able to do the work and the due diligence to understand what's at issue, and then really build consensus building solutions that can bring us good results. So it's the same approach that I would take with the school board, because as a school board member, I feel that my approach has been very effective in getting positive results, and I'd want to continue that with the city.
And how do you plan to collaborate with the other members of the city council and take their ideas and bounce off of it like your own? You know? I think that's about being collaborative. It's also about doing your work. I think you have to come to the table having made a commitment to do your work and research and really reaching out to the community as well and bringing that to the table, and then being willing to collaborate and really focus on what the issue is. It's not about personalities. It's really, I think sometimes on boards and councils, the issues can get caught up in personalities. And I think what I've shown on the school board is I stay very focused on the issue and trying to solve the issue and
solving that problem. So I like to keep that focus about solving an issue and getting the good result for our community, and that's the approach that I take with City Council, and I think that I actually am a very good conduit for creating collaboration.
Are there any specific traits that you have that would make you the top candidate for this position?
Well, I think my traits are that, and I feel like I'm starting to sound like a little bit like a broken record, but my traits are that I am a good listener, I am approachable, I do focus on issues, and finding consensus, building solutions. I believe that, compared to the other candidates right now, another trait is that I'm a school board member, and I am deeply entrenched in our community and really confronting many issues that we are dealing with as a city today, and my approach has shown that I'm effective at getting good results, and that's about doing your due diligence and really listening to our community and being transparent and making really good decisions, and that's brought us really good results. And I think that these are qualities that I have, and unlike the other candidates that are currently running, that makes me uniquely different from the others.
I really think those qualities are so important to have within a city council member as well. Is there anything you want to leave viewers with from this interview or say to close it off?
Well, I would say this. The election is this is an important election, and the future of our city is really going to be defined. We're having really a new city council coming on, and I would encourage everyone to, look for candidates that have experience, but not just experience, but proven results. It's proven leadership. You can have experience, but you really need to show that you're a leader, that you make good decisions, and that you get results. And I believe that I have those qualities, and I would encourage everyone to be active, know who your candidates are, and most importantly, go out and vote, because it's going to be, we're hoping to have a high turnout, and it's important for everybody to participate, because this is your future, this is our future for Beverly Hills. So that would be my parting words.
And my last question is a question I like to ask everyone because the answer always varies. What is the best piece of advice you've ever heard, read, or received?
Well, I would say the best piece of advice would really be a combination of things, really. And I would say that really my father was a role model and is a role model for me today. And that is and how he lived his life and the advice that he always gave. And that was really about, hard work and commitment and having courage, having an open mind, being curious, those qualities really are a recipe for success throughout your life and all the different stages of your life. And he was a role model for me and really demonstrated that for me. I watched him live through many different chapters of his life and successfully, and he lived to be 96, and so that's a great inspiration for me, and it's really been, those values have really been instilled in me.
Well, thank you so much for being here today with us and sharing your ideas, and I really wish you the best of luck on this election.
Thank you so much, and it's such a pleasure to be here, and thanks for taking the time.
Of course. Thank you so much for watching today's KBEV interview. I'm Nora Nikfarjam from KBEV 6.